All right, so in our last video, we talked about kind of overarching social media strategy and how you should be thinking about social media. Now we're gonna get a little bit more tactical into the use of social media. So one of the things you really need to think about is if you are looking for work from either agencies, if you're a freelancer or a specific industry, follow the people you want work from, and then interact with them. It's not good enough just to like follow a company that you're hoping will hire you. Comment, share their content, be really engaged. Because when it boils down to it, people are kind of lazy, right? And they typically don't search outside of their circle when they're looking to hire somebody. So if you're interacting with an agency, their recall is going to be like that if they're following you and they need someone like you for a project, right?
If you're a copywriter and you leave really great comments, it's like, hey, that's all. Like that would be something that stands out for me, and I would be curious, like, hey, well, who is this person?
Right, absolutely.
Look at your competitors. They're going to provide you a lot of data that you can use for your own social media. Look at their posting schedule. Look at the hashtags they use on Instagram. Look at the way they engage with their followers in the comment sections of their social media. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with everything. And you know that there are people out there who are doing this successfully, and the data's there. So take advantage of that data. Now, we're not saying to copy it, right?
Yeah,
don't go out there and copy it, but there's a lot of value to just doing the research and to see what people are having success with, and it takes a little time, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah. Go look around and then make it your own, right?
Right.
So now we're going to talk about work and what you should be posting work-wise. I think that's our first instinct as creatives, is to just always be showing off what we do.
Right.
The key is to post work that you want more of, right? If you're doing work that you're not fond of or in an industry that you don't really like, you don't have to show off every single piece you do, right?
Yeah, and I would, Gary Vee is all over social media, and he uses it very successfully. And one of the things that he does is he will create one piece of content and then turn that into 1,000 pieces of content that he uses across every social media platform there is. So if you have a finished project and you post that and then you're done and you're on to the next one, you're going to struggle to come up with content sometimes. So think about the process. How did you make that? What are ways that you could show that? People are blowing up right now on platforms like TikTok just by showing the process of a project. Right. So think about the different ways that you could break that up into multiple pieces of content.
Right, and also think about tailoring it to the platform you're on. You might post on Instagram just kind of the beautiful shots of the work. On LinkedIn, you might want to write like a case study, right? What problem was solved? How did you come to that solution? What was the result? Any data that you have to kind of reinforce those points, so you can spread out projects across different platforms in different ways.
Yeah.
Another thing to think about is, maybe you're saying, well, how do I get the work I want?
I was thinking that.
Yeah, you were thinking that. Yeah, we're all thinking that. Just do it. Do self-directed work. If you say want to design skateboards, well then just start doing it and posting it. And if you're interacting with the people in the right industries or the right agencies, that work will come. But you have to put it out there first.
Yeah. Chris Do is another really talented educator and designer. And he's using social media in some really fantastic ways. So he started out with a motion graphics agency, and then they pivoted and got more into education for designers. And they said, hey, we're going to double down on this education stuff. And so they started using Instagram. And at the time, I think he mentions that somewhere I read this, that they had about 5,000 users or followers. They started posting educational content. They started doing it consistently, and the content provided value. And that's the key here. They created content that provided value. And that value could be a lot of different things. It could be educational. It could be something that brings a smile to your face. It could be motivational. There's a lot of different ways that you can create value. For them, they really doubled down on education, and now they're at like 500,000 followers on Instagram and a whole bunch on YouTube, and it's because they are creating value.
Right, and you can create value for industries too. So if you're writing about kind of that Venn diagram overlap of your skill sets and what they care about, right? Like, how is branding being used in the oil and gas industry or something like that. That's going to allow people to view you as an expert, right? You were writing the content about why this matters, and they're automatically going to trust you a little bit more when they look to hire you.
And speaking of trust, awards are a great way to create trust with your social media. Apply for awards. There are a lot of them out there. Some of them are pay to play. Some of them are more prestigious. Most people don't know the difference. So that's easy content that if you apply for those and you win some of them, it's great to post that. People see you as a leader. They see you as engaged in that community. So do some research and find some awards that relate to the work you want to be doing or the industries that you want to serve.
Yeah, look at industry publications, right? That is, they typically have awards that they give out, and that's going to expose you to the audience that you want to be exposed to.
Right.
So just to kind of summarize, figure out where you want to get your work, right? And then follow, interact, share, comment with those people. Look at your competitors, see what they're doing, see what's working for them and what's not working for them, and then form your own kind of strategy based off that. When you're posting work, you can spread it out, right? Across multiple posts, multiple platforms. If you're not getting the work you want to be doing, start doing the work you want to do. Just make up projects for yourself.
Yeah.
And then lastly, provide value. Right? That is the biggest thing for whatever industry or educational stuff you want to put out there. You got to be providing value for the people that follow you.
Okay, good luck.